Today was 13 dogs. We brought them up from Ocala, Florida. They had been hit with Hurricane Irma, and the rescues down there, they didn't have electricity, which meant no water, and things were getting very difficult. So we flew down to bring some back. We ended up dropping them off at a rescue in Maryland. They were eager to take them and help out. 6 years ago, I got a call from a friend of mine who had a small plane and that ended up in the shop. He'd promised to do a doggy run. Called me up, said, "Can you help me out?" And I said, "What's up?" And he says, "I need you to transport 5 dogs to New York State." And I said, "I can't fit 5 dogs." I had a little 2-seater aerobatic plane at the time. And he said, no, they're puppies. I said, "Okay, sure. Yeah, I can do that." So I met him here at Sky Manor, and I flew him up to New York State. I was the 3rd in a relay, and turns out that these 5 pups were just absolutely adorable. They were running around in the FBO up in New York, and before you knew it, I had to go get some paperwork from the plane, and I'd walked to the door, and I looked down, and one of the siblings had followed me to the door. I picked her up. I was joking, of course. I said, "You think you're coming home with me?" When she started licking me, and the rest was history. So I had a Cessna Aerobat at the time, and put Piper on my lap for the flight home, gave her that name because I knew that I was going to end up having to upgrade to a different plane. Ended up with the Piper Saratoga. It seats 7 people, or I've had 40 dogs on board.
I pull dogs from a lot of local small shelters, rural shelters, and all of these guys have come from those shelters. One in Shipley, Florida, one in Bronson, Florida, and then several of these guys are Irma evacuees. Rescue? I've been doing it for 40 years. It's just what I do. I mean, I love the animals, and people have to do it. I mean, if nobody steps up, they're all going to die in shelters.
Williston Draft Green White Saratoga is departing the pattern to the northeast of Williston. Thanks for your help.
One of the reasons we use an aircraft is it really cuts down on the stress for the dogs. These dogs are healthy, of course. We wouldn't be transporting sick dogs generally. But they're fragile. They've been through some really bad situations, some tough circumstances, and a long drive or a relay of drives, for a lot of them, it's just more than they can handle. We came up from Florida today in just around 4 hours, and that would have taken easily 24 on the road with the stops and the relays and stuff like that. So, you know, we shaved 20 hours off of a transport, and again, these dogs and the situations that they've come from, that's a big deal, and it enables them to thrive and be adoptable quicker and all that. So, really comes in handy.
Oh, Matt made my job so easy this morning. I would have had to rent a van and drive these 14 all the way up, which is about 13 and a half hours each way. And him flying them is just wonderful. And they're gleefully waiting for him in Cambridge at Baywater. They're so excited to get them.
We realized that in times of crisis with hurricanes and such, we're going down south to pick up dogs. We've got this big plane and we can fill it with supplies, so we do that, and we bring supplies down to the folks who need them, and then we bring relief by bringing the dogs back north.
Baywater Animal Rescue is the Humane Society of Dorchester County. We've been in the same location just down the road here from the airport for 70 years. This is our 70th year. We were contacted by the shelter in Florida that they had animals that were in the shelter that they needed to move out so that they could move in some of the dogs that had been rescued during the hurricane.
Oh, they're all sweet puppies, and they will do great in their new homes in Maryland. And I've worked with Baywater Animal Rescue up there for about 8 years now, and they find really awesome homes.
These dogs will be posted on the internet very quickly. They're beautiful animals. We expect they're not going to be in the shelter very long. Some of these animals are so cute.
This is a fun mission, it really is. I mean, I enjoy flying and I love dogs, and to combine the two, it's just a great day. And when I get a phone call or an email or a Facebook post about a dog that was adopted, and I get to see the end result, that's what keeps me going. You know, I've got a beagle. He's going to be 17 in December, and I reckon he makes me smile about 20 times a day. That's over 100,000 smiles, and if I can bring even half that to a family, that's just amazing.